So, what am I going to talk about today? The Amazing Spider-Man! As many of you know, they rebooted the Spider-Man movie franchise. However, they did not reboot the movie franchise, they rebooted the character. And I am in all defense, because a lot of people saying, it's too soon to do a Spider-Man reboot. Is it really too soon? Because Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, fantastic. By Sam Raimi, fantastic trilogy. They were going to do a fourth one, but I'm not 100% sure of the details. But Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire walked off the set of Spider-Man 4, which was supposed to star John Malkovich as the Vulture. That would have been kind of cool. And I would have liked to see Dr. Connors become the Lizard in Spider-Man 4. Come on. He had one arm for like the whole series. He's like, what's going on? So Amazing Spider-Man is fantastic because they take one of my favorite villains right away and get him out there. The Lizard! How cool was the Lizard? Not in Spider-Man, not in the Amazing Spider-Man. He's pretty cool in the Amazing Spider-Man, but the original Lizard with like the lawn face like a lizard. Oh god, he's so cool. I love him. He's one of my favorite villains because he's actually. I like villains that weren't meant to be villains. Like they did not mean to really be that. Magneto, he was turned a villain. He was a Jew. Nazis killed his family and all this stuff, so he became a villain because that's how he was raised. Loki, he was not trying to be a villain, but that's how he turned out. The Lizard, Doc Ock, they weren't trying to be villains, but during circumstances, they became a villain. And I love that about characters, because you can kind of see a redeeming. You want them to kind of live. Like in Spider-Man 2, how sad is it when Doc Ock is good and then he dies? I'm like, no! Doc Ock, why? Anyway, so Amazing Spider-Man, they got a whole new cast. They have Andrew Garfield, who in my perspective, I believe is a better casting for Spider-Man. I mean, he's a lot... Tobey Maguire was good for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, but for this new Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield is the best person they could have ever gotten. He's skinny, he's extremely dorky, and like every facial expression he does, even his hair is just a dork. But he is such a good, awkward teenager, and he talks about how he's still awkward, like that's how he is, and I should not put magnets next to my movies, I just realized. I had a magnet next to my DVDs, and I just realized you shouldn't put magnets next to DVDs, right? But whatever. So, I feel like they did very good at casting him. And then they also casted, what's his name? Why'd you Bane? Oh, you beeped. Because you saved the movie that I was doing. Anyways, so they got, his name's like John Rise. What is his name? The main villain, he's played by a very underrated actor. His name is very confusing because it's like 3 names. No, it's not. It's one name. It's Rice Evans. Rice Evans. He's Dr. Connors / the Lizard. He's fantastic at it. I love his character as the Lizard. He's fantastic. And they also got Emma Stone in it. She's Gwen Stacy, which I really like seeing a Gwen Stacy storyline. However, they got Mary Jane casted for Amazing Spider-Man 2, so of course love interest is going to be like, oh, crazy stuff. Oh. I love this movie because they kind of... Now, I haven't seen Spider-Man in a long time. The one by Sam Raimi. I haven't seen that one in a long time. I don't remember them really talking about Spider-Man's dad, you know, Peter Parker's dad, who ran away with his mom and everything. But in this one, it's all about that relationship, and I really like that they went into detail about Peter Parker's life, and I was like, yeah, cool. I liked it a lot. However, I would have liked to see more of a Lizard head. Like at the end, like I understand, like in the beginning of the movie, if he was transforming and like that's how he looked, more human. But at the end, I would have loved to see him full lizard blown, just all over the place. They might do that in the next one because he lives. I'm really tired of superhero movies killing off the villains at the end of the movies. Spider-Man by Sam Raimi. Green Goblin dies. What? Whoa. What do you do? You can't just kill off one of the arch enemies of all time history. You can't kill him. Doc Ock dies. Whoa, okay, whatever. Okay. Venom and then Hobgoblin die? What? Sandman gets away? Are you kidding me? No. No, Sam Raimi. You can't do that to the villains. At the time, that was cool. But I like to see continuations. Scarecrow and Dark Knight trilogy, fantastic. So I'm excited they did not kill the Lizard. I would have been upset if they killed him because I wanted to see more of that character development. And there's a few parts in the movies where you're like, this is kind of dumb, but it's okay. You get past it because the movie is fantastic. It's really good. I give it an 8 out of 10. I would have liked to see more Lizard, but I'm excited for the sequel. Now, there's a lot of rumors escalating about the sequel that's going to be coming out, as Jamie Foxx is going to play Electro. Now, I kind of had an argument with my friend. So at the end of Amazing Spider-Man, spoiler alert, by the way, end of Amazing Spider-Man, Dr. Connors is in like this insane asylum jail cell. He's just sitting there, one arm. Lightning flashes, some fog comes in, and a man is standing there in front of him. Blonde hair, kind of like a bowler cat, like a hat. And he's like kind of twitchy. And he's talking to Dr. Connors saying that Norman Osborn's going to die. And he's pretty much saying, and he's a representative from Oscorp. And then he leaves. Lightning flashes again, he's gone. What a villainous ending! But my friend Patrick, that's right, Jerry the House Ghost, he was saying that doesn't mean he's a villain. He's just representative of Oscorp. Really? If the directors and writers made that big of a villainous end statement of a character and then just had him not be a villain in a movie, it's like, why would you do all that for no reason? That's like at the end of Dark... Okay, this is not very good, I guess, example. But it's like at the end of Dark Knight, if he showed the Joker card and then Joker was in the sequel. You see what I'm saying? It's like, why would you show such a villainous thing and then not have that be the villainous thing in the next movie? So I believe the character, whoever he is, he might be Electro, he might be Mysterio, he might be anyone else. It might be someone completely different in Amazing Spider-Man 2. However, it's been rumored that Jamie Foxx is going to play Electro, and that kind of bothers me. Because if that is Electro in the cell at the end of Amazing Spider-Man, who's white, cannot be played by a black guy in the sequel when you've already distinguished him as a white guy played by a guy who I'm excited to see. I don't even know who the actor is. They don't tell you who the actor is. But he seemed like a really good villain. I'm all for Jamie Foxx being Electro. I think he can do it, but I just don't like... You can't change that. You just can't do that. I mean, in some movies they do change actors between sequels and sequels. Like Terrence Howard being replaced by Don Cheadle, Rachel Weisz being replaced by the other girl in the Mummy trilogy. But you can't change the big aspect of clearly they're not the same person. Sorry. But anyways, I'm excited for Amazing Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man 1, 8 out of 10. I recommend it highly for comic book nerds. It's very comic booky, and you can definitely see there's a lot of Spider-Man in it. But I mean, I would have liked to see more Spider-Man. I mean, it's a very Peter Parker story, which makes sense. It's the first movie, so it should be more based on Peter Parker. Then the sequels should be more based on Spider-Man. Maybe. I don't know. Or they could do a Dark Knight trilogy type thing. I mean, Batman Begins was definitely all about Bruce Wayne. It's a Bruce Wayne story. It's about him becoming Batman. And then Dark Knight, that's all about Batman. That's a Batman storyline. The Dark Knight Rises, that is a Bruce Wayne story because it's about Bruce Wayne being attacked by someone who knows who he is. So yeah, I think in the sequel, I would like to see more Spider-Man, and I want to know who the villain is. That's okay if the guy at the end in the cell is just a representative, but I just feel like they wasted a great opportunity to do a villain with that scene. But anyways, stay tuned for the next movie reviews. I'm excited to do the next one, but yeah, stay tuned for all that gizmos and gadgets that I'm going to be doing. Leave a comment about who you think you would like to see in the next Spider-Man movie, in the next Amazing Spider-Man movie. Stay tuned.